everyone, welcome back. Today I want to show you how I mix guitars to get this big rock sound. I have my computer right here and I'm gonna show you my process and I'm gonna walk you through it. First, I'm gonna get rid of my master chain. Let's see what that sounds like. Okay, that's just for reference. And now let's listen to just the guitars. Okay, so I have two guitar parts and each part is doubled. I'm gonna show you what I'm doing, what I did in order. So first I came up with the rhythm guitar part. I'm gonna get rid of all the plugins and I'm gonna put it in mono so you can listen to that. So this one is on the left. Let's put it in the center and let's get rid of all the plugins. And this is what it sounds like. And I have doubled, so I have one performance of that part on the left and one on the right, and that makes it sound a lot more wide. So this is what it sounds like. Okay, so hopefully you can listen to that huge difference. It's the exact same part, but it's two different performances. Many people ask me if you can just copy and paste and have each copy in each side. But what that would do is just increase the volume, basically. It's gonna sound twice as loud. So you do need to record this twice. Don't be lazy, guys. It's a really basic old trick and it makes your sound, it makes your guitar sound huge. So the first plugin I have here, this is actually the first time I do this. I'm using the 1-knob fatter. It basically makes your guitar sound fatter. Oh, by the way, the sounds that you're hearing here are coming from this amplifier back there. It's a PV Classic 30, and I'm just using this overdrive pedal. It's a Behringer knockoff of a Ibanez Tube Screamer. This one is like $25, super cheap. And I'm using a Shure SM57. This is the standard microphone. For miking guitar caps, it's a fairly inexpensive rig. And I'm gonna have links for everything in the description so you guys can check out my gear. And okay, let's listen to this with the 1-knob fatter, and I'm gonna turn it on and off. Okay, it's a very subtle effect, but it does make the guitar a little bit fatter. And lastly, I have an EQ, and I'm just cutting the low end below 100 Hertz. Those are the frequencies that interfere with where the bass usually is, so you don't really need those frequencies with a rhythm electric guitar. As you might be able to hear, it's a very subtle difference, and all that air is just taking the space, and it's just gonna make the bass harder to be heard, basically. And this last step is optional. I usually don't do it, but I felt like this guitar needed a little bit more space. I'm using a reverb, just a very small reverb, just a room. It basically simulates the sound of the guitar hitting a wall. It's very subtle. It's definitely there. It's actually quite a bit louder than I thought. It's just a small room sound. This is what it sounds like without. Super dry. Just gives the guitar a little bit more space. It makes it sound a little bit bigger. But you can totally do it without. And, oh, my mouse is not working properly. And the second part is a lead. I'm gonna let you listen to that now. Okay, as you can see, that one's doubled as well. I have two performances, one not all the way to the left, this one are panned not as hard. This one is 75% to the left and the other one is 75% to the right. And the EQ is the same pretty much. Yeah, it's the same, 100 Hertz. Everything below that is gone. We don't need that. You can actually go a little bit higher with those higher lead parts because those need even less lower frequencies. And I'm sending those to two separate FX tracks. I have a Valhalla shimmer. Oh, let me turn off the delay. This plugin is amazing. It's basically this huge reverb sound. This is what it sounds like without. This is with the Valhalla. Gives it a lot of space. And the delay I'm using is H delay by Waves. This is my favorite delay. It's very commonly used in electric guitars. This is what it sounds like without. This is with the delay. I'm using the ping pong setting, which makes it stereo. It bounces, each repetition is in one side of the stereo field, so it makes it sound wider. And it's just a basic 1/4 note delay. It's very simple. This is what it sounds with both the reverb and the delay. Now I'm going to show you the importance of having your guitars panned in the stereo field. If everything were to be centered, it would sound like this. So you definitely want that stereo space. And if you were not able to listen to the difference, you definitely want to watch this video wearing headphones or listening with properly placed speakers or studio monitors, so you can really notice the shifts in placements in the stereo field. I'm going to show you really fast what I have in the entire mix so you can have a reference of what you're listening to. So for the drums, I'm using Get Good Drums Modern and Massive. It sounds like this. pretty basic punk rhythm. My strings are from Spitfire Audio. They are the BBC Symphony Orchestra, the basic free version, but it sounds amazing. The strings alone sound like this. I love adding strings to pretty much everything. It makes everything sound so much more epic. And the bass is just going, I have the dry signal and I'm sending that to this, what's it called? It's an emulation of a preamp, a Sans amp. And I have both of those going through a bass bus, and I have a lot of post-processing to make that bass sound good. If you want a tutorial of just how to get that bass sounding properly, just let me know in the comments. And it sounds like this. That bass really makes everything come to life. And that's pretty much it. I'm gonna show you what my final master chain is doing. So I have a mid-side EQ. I'm just getting rid of a little bit of lower frequencies in the sides, and I'm leaving those lower frequencies in the middle. It's very, very subtle, but it cleans up the whole mix very nicely. It makes it also makes the mix sound a lot better when you're listening to it from a mono source, like a typical phone speaker, for example. I'm using an EQ to add quite a bit of low end, and quite a bit of high end, and I'm getting rid of a little bit of lower end. This is what it sounds like without. You might think that's a lot of treble, but when you get used to it and then you try to take it off, it sounds very muddy without it. So you do want those higher frequencies. I have a little bit of compression. You can definitely hear that. And this free clipper that is just controlling those little spikes in dynamic range. And finally, L1, my limiter. And that's pretty much it. My battery is about to die, so I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions, you can leave them down in the comments. If you want to watch more videos like this and you don't want to miss anything, you can subscribe. And that's it. Bye.